Hello, it's Monday, 29th of July, still, can't remember the date. How many days are there in July? 30 days of September, April, June, November, 31 days in July. It's Monday. It's 10 to 11. I've just been sucked into research mode about Rory's hip problem. Having to spend the day off nursery again today because he was complaining of painful hip over the weekend and yesterday evening. And he woke up and was sad this morning, so so we're on another day of not being in nursery, and me not being in work. Yeah, and I'm just now basically doing as much research as I can about what they think it is that's wrong with his hip. Pretty sure it's going to turn out to be what we think it is, and I'm just having that sort of, it's that frustrating thing of obviously different doctors do things in different ways, different hospitals have different policies on certain things, and so it's just a little bit frustrating to read how some people receive their treatment in some ways and other people receive their treatment in other ways. I'm just having to sort of like take a deep breath and be like, it's like we're getting like better treatment than some people get. It sounds like, sorry, scary film scene. We are like, the doctor's been really great and we're getting the treatment that he would be getting if he had the diagnosis, but they are reluctant to give the diagnosis until they've seen him another time, which is fine, but sometimes having the like piece of paper that says, yes, I'm diagnosing this child with this thing, really helps when you're sort of talking to work and things like that, because while at the moment we can both say we're pretty certain it's this thing, like at the moment he doesn't actually have the diagnosis, and so but I found some support groups on Facebook, and having a look through those, and it's helping in some ways and not in others, because in some ways I'm sort of like, oh, these are the potential complications or routes that this like issue might take, and then on the other hand I'm like, okay, well actually like since he's reduced his activity, like the pain has been better, but it just literally needs to be doing nothing, otherwise it hurts. A bit of walking is fine, but too much walking seems to cause it to hurt, and certainly running and jumping is, that's totally out of the question, but he's 4, so he does like to be running around and jumping, so that's just been a bit of a morning of like trying to stay positive whilst being very aware that taking a lot of time off work is not ideal, and him not getting into nursery to see his friends is also not really ideal, and then what that means for just the day. I had no plans because I've been doing work, Andrew was working, so he didn't have plans involved Rory, so Andrew is working today and I've taken a day off. And I now just need to think of something that I can do with both children. Usually Andrew and Aiden go out on a Monday and they'll go for a cycle at lunchtime, or they'll go to the park and they'll do some like physical activities, running around and stuff. But it's we're kind of at a point, I think, where we're just gonna have to like not take Rory to the park, because
that's real good.
Really I can't ask him to not run around when he's at the park, because that's the point of being in the park. So unless we can find a park that's got lots of stuff that can be climbed and slid down and like walked over, I don't know. But that's by my morning, so just we kind of we need to call the physiotherapist and ask if there's anything more that we can be doing, and to see if we can get like a speedier referral to the hydrotherapy that they've said about. Because he really likes swimming, and apparently that's really good for it. But so it would be really good to have that referral as soon as possible, so that we can get him into that, and then we can sort of learn if there's anything particularly useful for him to do when we take him swimming. I also have a lot of housework to do, so there's a bit of me that's like, well, at least I can spend some of the day doing that. Children are watching Despicable Me 3, and then we're going to go and do something that doesn't involve a screen. Rory came to me this morning with one of his, I've got trays for them both that have just some little like workbook things in. Aiden's workbooks at the moment are like learning to tell the time, as well as like some maths ones. But Rory's is all phonics stuff. So he came to me this morning with his phonics book to ask to do some, which was quite exciting because he's not done that before. I've tried to do some phonics with him and he's been interested. This was the first time he'd sort of like looked in his tray and brought it to me. And that's kind of the point of the tray for me, is that there's some things in there that are like the things that we would like to work on, but we want them to learn better if they're interested in it. So wait for them to sort of come to us if we're going to do that kind of work. We do lots of like sneaky learning, but sometimes it's quite useful for them as well to sort of see what I'm finding. Just personally, everything's different, but I'm finding that, well, for me and for them, it's quite useful sometimes to sit down. Like Rory today was writing some letters, and he has lots of opportunities to do drawing and other things that are good for building up those like hand muscles for fine motor control for writing. Oh, post. Okay, taking off the tripod because I was just holding it really awkwardly. Okay, enough talk about my rabbit hole of worry. I don't know if that showed my address, so I'm going to try that again. I just got some post from Spin and Flower. Oh, it's so pretty. Right, okay, let's see. This little thank you card in there. So I got Walking on Sunshine. Oh, it smells so nice. Walking on Sunshine, which is the 75% superwash merino, superwash BFL, sorry, and 30% nylon, stock weight yarn. Yeah, And I also ordered the Advent yarn, which is going to come in a few weeks' time. So here it is. Oh, it's so pretty, so colourful. Oh, it looks so sort of like plush as well, like with the twist. And this is self-striping. So it's come in 2 skeins, which I'll wind up, I'll cake up and then find their starting point. I don't know whether I want to just smells so nice. I don't know whether I want to get like a contrasting colour or whether I'm just going to go for getting stuck straight in with these and just have them. I might just have them this colour, because I do really like it. So there we go, cool, right. I'm going to put some laundry away. Our washing machine broke, so that was really annoying. And we had it fixed. It's covered by AO. We got like the appliance cover. So it was covered, but less than a year ago we had someone come out to it and they fixed something. And while it kind of like it still worked, there were other issues with it, and now we're just like, I think it's about 7 or 8 years old, so we've had it for about as long as they expect these these models to last, from doing a bit of Googling, so we're going to get a new one. I've heard good things about Bosch, so we're going to get Bosch one, and that's coming tomorrow. And I'm also getting a colour printer, which will be very nice to have for printing off things for, particularly for Aidan. I want to do him some like emotions charts so we can start talking a little bit about some of the big feelings that he's having. And they're better if they're in colour because they're a bit more like visual rather than just being black and white and not being very attractive. So yeah, I'm going to do that. So those things come tomorrow, so probably have a little bit more of an outdoorsy kind of afternoon today, and then tomorrow will be, whereas we'd normally sort of maybe have a bit of rest on Monday because in theory we've already been at nursery. No, sorry, whereas we'd normally, I don't know. Anyway, we'd normally have quite a errand running day on a Tuesday, but we've had quite a busy weekend. Rory's legs been sore, he needs to go back to nursery on Wednesday, so we'll probably go out and do a few bits today, but nothing major, and then we'll have a bit more of an at-home day tomorrow, so that we can accept our deliveries because they're going to come on separate deliveries. So yeah, so we'll probably, I think we're going to go out for some lunch all together, because it's quite a nice thing to be able to do, and my memory card is about to of space. So yeah, so that's the plan for today. Lots of housework, going out for lunch, trying to keep Rory very lightly active, and yeah, we might go to the library. I forgot last week. I think we popped in briefly, but we've got some library books to take back. Yeah, so that's the plan. And I don't know if I said this in one of my other videos. With my reading vlog, I think I'm going to put that out in August. So I'm going to try and finish the books that I started reading and vlog the whole thing of me reading them, because it was going to go out on Saturday for my birthday, but I haven't edited it, and now that it's already past that time, might as well put it out like when I can give it some more time. I'm being flashed at, I'm gonna go.